this is 365801 and this is a BL collection tour, and you're getting to delve deep into my drawers. Yeah, that was a bit of a silly thing to say, but if you're in the UK then you know there's kind of like a double entendre. It's a double meaning for the idea of getting inside someone's drawers. It's usually getting inside their underwear, getting a little bit of nookie, woo woo. So yes, you're getting inside my drawers. This would be like a shelf tour or shelfies, but I don't do shelfies because my collection is inside my drawers. So behind all my closed drawers of all of these, I'm thinking they're IKEA drawers, and so that's where everything is kept. So I'm doing this because a few people have asked to see my collection, and Dylan, shout out to you. And so this is me kind of doing a very impromptu, I'm stuck at home, may as well just show you guys what I've got kind of tour. It's not terribly organised at the moment. Usually it's much more organised, but I have been a little bit lax in terms of keeping things up to date, and I will be rearranging my drawers. Every time I say that, it's going to be funny for all the Brits. So yeah, I will be rearranging what's inside my drawers over the course of the next few weeks, because that's what I do. Every once in a while I rearrange them. But this is what they look like now. So if they're a mess just now, fine, they're a mess just now. Deal with it. That's what they look like. Okay, so let's just dive in. This is drawer number 1. I'm gonna name them now. They're gonna have numbers. This is drawer number 1, and in it you can see I've got some yen press, I've got some broccoli books, and some blue, which is the imprint for Boys Love, Yaoi, whatever you want to call it at that point in time, for Tokyopop, which of course went out of business. So this is the old Tokyopop blue BL imprint. So let's go through what I've got. So the first ones for the yen press are Monster and the Beast volumes 1 and 2, which I got at Christmas time, so that was 2019. My December haul will be in that one, and I have since read it and I really want to do a review of them. They're just lovely. I want to talk about them in another video. So yeah, Monster and the Beast, which is, I think, Yen Press's a kind of new foray into the world of BL and printing BL books, which I'm really pleased about that they're getting back into it, because they did have a few, which I'll talk about in a second, but they stopped doing it, and so yeah, I'm really pleased that they're starting back again, and it was a brilliant title to start back with. So really happy to have Monster and the Beast, and really looking forward to volume 3, which has just been released in Japan. The next one is Mr. Flower Bride, and this is actually a pair one with Mr. Flower Groom. If you're interested, Mr. Flower Bride along with Mr. Flower Groom were some of the Lily Hoshino titles that were released by Yen Press quite early on in their publications. So this was kind of their first foray into BL, and then they kind of stopped. So they just went on a big Lily Hoshino publishing jaunt and then stopped, which was a bit of a shame because I really like Lily Hoshino, and her BL work is really quite entertaining. So I really think that they kind of missed out. They kind of had a wee go at it and then stopped for whatever reason. So I do have both of them, but obviously Mr. Flower Bride is the one that I've got in the drawer. The other Yen Press Lily Hoshino BL title that they printed was Love Quest, which is a little bit like isekai, I guess, about being transported into another world and lots of weird things going on. I absolutely loved it. I thought it was great. It's very cool, very sexy, just very much in Lily Hoshino style, very much like Mr. Flower Bride's, you know, Mr. Flower Groom as well. It's about people having to be forced to be within each other's company, and love ensues. So yes, I really do like Lily Hoshino's work, so I'm a bit sad that not more work has been published. I think she's definitely gone into a more mainstream. She's got some Yuri as well. Her artwork is beautiful, so she's got an art book out as well, which if you can get it because it's just stunningly beautiful. I think I have it, but not in my drawers. Now another yen press title I have is The Angel of El Hamburg, which is by Aki, and look at that cover. It is gorgeous, stunningly beautiful. It's also hardback, it's lovely, it's so nice. I love Aki's work, I just want more of it. I know that she's had a couple of other things published. I think one of them was Olympus, and I think that might have been by Yen Press, I'm not too sure. And I think another one was like a DMP title. Yeah, so I want to get more of Aki's work. I want more of Aki's work to be published. She seems to be a little bit hit and miss. Sometimes she starts series and then stops, so I was really surprised to see this actually being published. So well done Yen Press for picking this out and going with it, because it's not exactly the usual, and it's definitely not in a 100% BL fashion. I would say it's BL adjacent, because there are very pretty boys in this story. So it definitely follows along with the Bishonen tradition of artwork, the sort of beautiful boy artwork. There's a lovely academic book which is about beautiful boys in Japan and the historical significance of the beautiful boy, if you can get hold of it. I might try and see if I can link it down below. It's really interesting, so check that out as well. Now this next one I read for, I think it was one of our readathons that Bizarre Individual I think was hosting, and that was like the Manga Freakathon, and I read it to try and see if I could get one of the bingos and things like that. So Rust Blaster is a Yana Toboso work, who of course is more famous for a Black Butler, which is a huge series, has been going on for ages. She did have one other work, so this was I think her second work. Her first work was actually a BL title that was never published in English, and that's most likely never to be published in English, because it does have a bit of shota in it as well. So yes, that was her first published work. So this is her second published work, and Black Butler is her third published work. It would be no surprise if you've actually read into Black Butler and if you've been following along what she does, her art style. I think she's very much someone who has been influenced by Clamp in some of her designs and how she portrays characters. I could go on about Yana Toboso loads, and I probably already have in a video, so yes, Rust Blaster was one of her first works that she had published. Now I also have some other works by Yen Press that's not in my drawers, and that is the Mr. Flower Groom. It also is Tale of the Waning Moon. I have more than almost a set and a half of, for some strange reason, and a random copy of Kobato, which is Clamp, volume 4. So I also have that as well for my Yen Press collection. As I've said, they don't have a lot of print titles of BL, so I have some of what they've got. I think I'm most of it, but if there's anything new and something I'm missing from Yen Press, please let me know, and I will try and snap it up forthwith. Now for one of the other series I've got, this is a Boysenberry imprint, I think from the Broccoli Books people, and adult content warning. Delivery Cupid by CJ Mikulski. I have 2 copies of this. One is here and one is in my other collection. Yeah, it's one I've read. It's really throwaway. It's about an angel that comes down and has to play Cupid and ends up, I think, stabbing himself with his arrow, so something like that. Ends up having to have this relationship with some douchebag, I guess. The guy's like a real jerk. Anyway, they fall in love. It's CJ Mikulski. It's kind of what you'd expect, but I really like it. It's throwaway but good fun. For the same imprint, it's a Nase Yamato Pet on Duty. Very typical of Nase Yamato's work. Also very similar in terms of CJ Mikulski. They're very kind of throwaway, cutesy, fun, very well drawn, easy to read stories. not too taxing. There's always some sort of angsty, oh no, and someone who saves someone else. It's always like that with the Nasi Yamato. And I don't dislike it at all. It's very fun. It's very much of its time, but I really like that. So, yep. There's not a lot of Boysenberry's work. I think I might have it all, maybe. Earthian, which is something that I recently purchased, full set 1 to 4 of. I have an extra volume 1, as you can see, in this drawer, and I think I have an extra 1 and an extra 2 in my other collection as well. I'll see if I can get that photo up at the end to show you for the blue. So yep, Earthian, I haven't read it yet. I'm looking forward to it. I will get round to it at some point. I thought I'd just show these two together. This is Fumiyoshi Naga's Truly Kindly and Lovers in the Night. They are supposed to be connected, and yet I still haven't read these either, so I am going to be fine. I have plenty to be reading in my collection, but I did want to get the Fumiyoshi Naga's work, especially her blue work, BLU, because she does have other series as well that I really like, especially her vertical series, What Did You Eat Yesterday? So I want to sit down and read Fumiyoshi Naga's work. I've heard that these are quite interesting. I've watched Simply G's videos enough to know that she's a big fan, so she's talked about them as well. I tried not to hear too much about it because I do like to form my own opinions, but when someone else I trust their judgment and they say this is a really good series, so I have purchased it. And in the same vein, I've got Gérard and Jacques, volumes 1 and 2. I have not read these either. It's supposed to be very angsty and historical. I kind of want to read maybe all my historical works and do like a historical BL type reading, see what I can get from that. So yeah, I'm going to read these eventually at some point. Next up in the drawer is Innocent Bird Volume 2. This is by Hirotaka Kisaragi. I think Hirotaka Kisaragi is actually a male mangaka who has been doing BL work for quite a while, and lots of works for novels and things. So I think they're quite prolific in terms of their artwork, but not so much in terms of the manga that they themselves produce. But I love the artwork, it's so great. So I do actually have a full set of this. I'll show you the picture at the end. So this is just volume 2. This is Love Hurts by Suzuki Tanaka, which is a title, it's just a one-shot title that I managed to get last year, which I had looked out for a good price. I got it for a really good price, so I'm really pleased that I have it in my collection now. She's also got the next work in my collection as well, but mostly well-known work is his favourite, yeah, which is I think on volume 10, and I think volume 11 is coming this year, 2020, so look out for that next one. That'll be in another drawer, I think. So yeah, Love Hurts. An odd collection of one-shot stories that weren't all BL, but interesting nonetheless. So this is Suzuki Tanaka's other work that I have in this drawer, Menkui, which means, it's a fabulous word, in Japanese it means someone who likes someone else just because of their good looks. So someone who has a I don't know, preference for good looking people. I mean, who isn't Menkui then? Who isn't Menkui? I'm just saying, you know, beautiful people are beautiful. Let's just, facts are facts, you know. Am I Menkui? I don't know, but I do like good looking people. No. Menkui is quite a fun word, and when I learned what it meant in Japanese, it was probably because we were having that kind of conversation. I don't know. But I have not read this yet. I had volume 1 and 2 in my other collection, and then I finally got volume 3, so the volume 3 is here. Volume 1 and 2 is elsewhere, so I haven't actually sat down and read the whole thing yet. So one day I will do that. Next one is Love Mode Volume 2, and along with the next one, which is Junjo Romantica as well, I have the rest of the collection. I have a whole collection of the complete series elsewhere. So this is just a one-off, volume 2. As I said previously, this is my Junjo Romantica. This is volumes 1, 2, 3 and 4, and I have the full set. I think I have 2 full sets. Maybe I have a 1 full set and 1 almost full set elsewhere. I think I need to get one more volume 12 to have 2 full sets and these extras. So I have a few extra copies of certain volumes, but I know I have at least one full complete set of Ginger Romantica. So yeah, I have a few extras lying around. So these are the extras. That probably came with a group BL lot or BL bundle that I was buying. So yeah, some random extras. This is Temari Matsumoto's Just My Luck. I know I have another copy of this in my other collection. So this is another replication, this is another extra, but I still haven't read either of them, so yep, this is going to be a bit repetitive of me going, yeah, I've got this, I haven't read it, but yeah, I'm coming to the ones I've read, don't worry, I've got ya, but yeah, I haven't actually read this one yet. This is Cause of My Teacher by Temari Matsumoto. I have not read this one either. I was really happy to find it though, because I hadn't really seen it around and I got it for a really good price. So I'm happy to have it in the collection and I will get round to reading it at some point. I'd like to maybe collect all of Temari Matsumoto and then just sit down and read all of them all at once. But I might get a bit bored. And because this one's Cause of My Teacher, I kind of like a teacher story, so I might go there. I'll read it at some point. This is Gorgeous Karat by Yo Higuri, who has quite a lot of other series. I think some other BL series, but not all of them published. And this has also a sequel, Gorgeous Karat Galaxy, which was not published by Blue, but instead published by June, randomly enough. So I haven't read it, I've got it all. I'm going to sit down and read them all together. I was waiting until I had them all, and now I have them all. I have no excuse. So yeah, I will get there eventually, but yes, I have the Gorgeous Karat series. This is Love Knot by Lemon Ichijo, and it's a series of like one-shot stories, short stories all together in a one-shot volume. I really like the artwork, and for the life of me, can I remember what any of the stories are about? No. Have I read it? Yes. Yes, I have. Can I remember? No. But did I enjoy it? Yes, it was fairly enjoyable. And I'm really discovering that most of the titles that I have, I'm like, yeah, I kind of remember that. It was good and I enjoyed it. But do I remember what it was about? No. So yeah, it's another one of those. Love Knot. But happy to have it in the collection. This is Madness Volume 1 and Volume 2 by Kairi Shimotsuki. I actually think there might be a Volume 3 of Madness in Japanese. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think there might be, so I think this might just be what is available. Which would be disappointing because that happens sometimes, that they publish everything except for the final volume, and Tokyopop was kind of renowned for that. Infamous, maybe, could be the right word. So yeah, Madness might be complete, but I honestly think that since getting it, I think I might have found a sort of image of a Volume 3. So that would be annoying, but that would be fairly on par for what they're known for. But yeah, so I have Volume 1 and 2. I haven't read it yet, so I will get round to it. This is Crocus by Hinako Takanaga, so quite a prolific writer. And as you can see, it's from the creator of A Capable Man and You Will Fall in Love. And I think I have A Capable Man, but I don't have You Will Fall in Love, so that's something else I need to get. It's on my to-get list. And I swear I have read this, and yet when I just flicked through it just now, because I was like, what's this about? I don't remember anything about it, so maybe I haven't read it. Maybe I've just... well, I don't know. I can't tell you anything about it. What can I say? Other than it's really good quality. It's one of the last things that they printed, so it's in such great quality. They used great paper right at the end, really good binding, really nicely done. I think that about Madness as well. It's like a really nice feel, and this is completely different. This is like a shiny feel, whereas Madness has a matte feel. So they were kind of mixing it up at the end there. Blue, nicely done. But no, I don't actually know what this is about. And even when I flicked through, I was like, I don't remember this. What is this all about? So yeah, sorry about can't help you. This one is Liberty Liberty by Hinako Takanaga, and I do remember what this one's about. Something to do with a guy, the younger one, who is kind of a down and out, and he ends up meeting the other guy who's a cameraman, and they work for a news station, and that's pretty much it. I can't really tell you anything else about it. But yeah, I have it, and I read it, and I do remember reading it, and I do remember thinking, that was alright. It was kind of an enjoyable one. Some of Hinako Takanaga's are not that memorable, so it's a heartburn. It's just a little bit, yeah. But a lot of the ones that were published at this point in time are very throwaway, so yep, Liberty Liberty. I think this is the only copy I have. The next one is Calling by Miu Otsuki, which I think is mostly full of sex. It's mostly full of sex. It's just lots of sex. It's to do with a businessman and a, like, I don't know, some sort of oshare, how do you say that? Like fashionable type grungy person. Yeah. So the two of them are just kind of just get it on a lot. That's kind of how the story is. Miu Otsuki has a lot of work, but very few of it has been published in English, which I think is a shame, especially if you just like sexy good times. And Calling is a sexy good time. So if you like that, check it out. This next one is Fallen Moon by Toi Hasumi, which is again a series of like one-shot stories in a one-shot volume, all to do with, you know, different themes, but mostly to do with like supernatural. As you can see on the front, there's a bit of supernatural stories as well. It was interesting. I do remember thinking it was quite nice and that I'd like to read more of her work, just because the artwork is very beautiful. Some of the drawings are really lovely. So, but I don't think there's a lot of her work published. Maybe just one other? Did she do, I want to say something like Fur or something like that. Anywho, so yes, I have this volume. I got it for a really cheap price, so I was really happy about it. And I read it. Can't remember what all the stories are about, but yeah, story of my life. Yaya Sakuragi, T for 2, volume 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I know all about this story. Whoop whoop. This is about a boy who's kind of like a Yankee type student, and his relationship with the heir to a tea ceremony family. So he ends up joining the tea ceremony club, and even though he's a bit of a rough and tumble guy who's known for his ability in martial arts and karate, that type of thing. And they are in the universe of Bond of Dreams, Bond of Love. One of the characters that's in that, his friend with now has glasses, is very tall. He's actually a wee boy in this story, and he has a big crush on the Yankee who goes to his karate dojo. So that's how the universe is connected, through the karate dojo. So if you didn't know that, now you do. So yeah, he had a bit of a crush on him, and so when his friend in Bond of Dreams, Bond of Love turns around and says, I have a crush on this guy, he's very understanding and very accepting, because he himself has, since he was younger, known that he had feelings for another man as well. So this is a really good series. I really like it. T for 2, and I love her artwork, and I'm a big fan of Yaya Sakuragi, and I'm desperate to get some of her other works that I do not have. I think Stay Close to Me and also Hey Sensei I do not have copies of yet. They are hard to get here in the UK. They're difficult and they're very expensive, so if anyone sees any for good prices, let me know. I am desperate for more Yaya Sakuragi. I love these, they're really good. Next ones, as you can see, is Tarako Kotobuki's Love Pistols Volume 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. These are the blue ones that were released before it went under. This is a saved title, so if you want to check it out, go to Sublime Manga and you can get the digital copies of. They don't have them in print, which is a shame, but I'm really happy to have these 5 volumes, because then I do have some in print. But I do enjoy the series, so I purchased the digital ASAP as soon as it's out. And I have also made a video about it, so if you'd like to check that out, you can see my boys love reviewing series where I have lots of different series, and one of them is Love Pistols. Someone might think I haven't released yet, so I'm gonna have to release those ones. But yeah, Love Pistols is an interesting one. It's a bit odd, it's a bit kooky, it's a bit weird, and I really like that, you know? Boys Love sometimes has a very realistic, it's gone down the very like, let's be representative of LGBT when it's not. And then there's others that are like Love in Limbo and Love Pistols, and other crazy ones that are a little bit odd, and it really takes you to fantasy places. And so I quite like this one because it definitely takes you in a very odd direction. It's got nothing to do with real life, they do not exist, so it's very much the fantasy if you like that. So yeah, Love Pistols volume 1 to 5. This next one is Ellie Mamahara's Baseball Heaven, which is one of the larger trimmed blue imprints, so it's quite a large one. And I love Ellie Mamahara. She has so many works out, and hardly any of them have actually been printed in English, which is a shame. I'm really hoping that the one that she's working on just now, which is a manga adaptation of Without Reservations, one of the J.L. Langley With or Without series books. So she's doing that, and that itself has just had a reprint. I'm hoping to get a copy because I don't want to miss out, although I think she's having difficulty getting the other ones republished. Anywho, this is Baseball Heaven, and I actually really like this because it was one where one of the characters was like, I am gay, and that didn't really happen so much in a lot of the manga kind of produced around the time period that this was getting produced. So I really like that, explicitly saying this is who I am. And yeah, it's a good title. Really love this. I love all Mamahara Ellie's work, so I was really happy to have the baseball one. Also because I love baseball. What can I say? Yeah, so this is like ticks so many boxes for me. Now the last ones for this drawer are both by Hiro Madarame, and there is a small trim one, Cute Devil, and a large trim one, Scarlett. Now Scarlett's got a lot of kind of angsty stories, a bit of violence and domestic violence type thing within relationships. It's not great, but that definitely has her art style. So beautiful, look how beautiful the drawings are, they're just stunning, I absolutely love them. Cute Devil, I love Cute Devil, and I know that the series continues and it was never published. And it's such a shame because apparently it gets much better. So Cute Devil has kind of this very cutesy boy who everyone just dotes on, but is actually evil inside. It's almost sociopathic, and I love that about how she draws like huge big eyes and how it's really cute. And then he goes through a growth spurt and becomes this like hot dude who's like 6 foot odd and is like stacked and just looks gorgeous. And because the other boy, the boy with the glasses, he's kind of like a class president type character, but he's always been seen as very beautiful. He's got a lovely beautiful face, and so he always felt like he wasn't looked at properly. He's kind of teased a bit, and so he has a bit of a complex about it because people always said how beautiful he was. But then when he was next to this other boy who was far more beautiful and cute and sweet and lovely, he was overlooked, and he felt great about that. He was like, brilliant, I'm not this cute person anymore, I don't have to be the cute one in the class. And then he grew and was like, yeah, I'll have you, thank you very much, you're pretty cute. So I love the dynamic between the two of them. It's terrible, and I love it. I want more of it as well. I love him with his best pal, the devil with his best pal, and I want more of the best pals story. So anyone watching this out there, you might want to check it out, Hiro Madarame. Scarlett as well, because it is quite dark and angsty if you like that kind of thing, if you're into like Yakuza stories. I think if you like that kind of this story's gonna rip your heart out and squeeze it really hard and make you feel really bad about life, and yeah, so Scarlett's like that, but it's beautiful. So this is, I think, the last of it. I've got in this drawer. I also have more in my other collection. You can see from the image I have some other blue titles. Black Knight, I think I have an extra copy of volume 3 there, so I do have volume 1, 2, 3 and 4. I'm not sure if there was more Black Knight that just wasn't published, or if that is the complete series. If you know, please let me know. Shout Out Loud, which I read last year, I absolutely loved. It was very much about a voice actor, Seiyu, and his relationship with his son, and his, I don't know, his exploration of his sexuality, both of theirs. I suppose it was quite interesting to see how that was developed in a sort of meta form of seiyus and anime actors, that kind of thing. As you can also see, there is the other Innocent Bird copies. I have 1, 2 and 3 as a complete set and an extra volume 1, so that means I've got an extra volume 1 and an extra volume 2. Why I've got so many extras! I am so extra! I have an extra of June Pride as well, Barefoot Waltz, and there I've got Tales, what does that say? Tales Out of Season? Maybe, yeah, that's it. And that's the Takumi-kun series, volume 1, 2 and 3, which was made into a sort of BL drama, Japanese BL drama. So you can check that out as well if you like BL dramas. Voice and Noise at the bottom, there is 3 volumes there, but unfortunately 2 volumes 1 rather than the volume 1, 2 and 3 that I need. So I need volume 3 to complete what is published of Voice or Noise, although I think in Japanese they're up to like volume 9 or something, maybe even more, which is a pain. I also have the rest of my Love Mode, and also some random ones, of course a big Jinjo Romantica collection there, my other Earthians, Capable Man, my Menkui, my other copy of Just My Luck, The Man's Best Friend that I mentioned in a previous video, more Shinobu Kokoro, and Gaku in Heaven, the first volume. There's another 2 volumes of that, but I don't have them. Secretary's Love, You Will Drown in Love, volume, I think it's volume 2 I have. There's volume 1 I don't have, and You Will Fall in Love, and I don't have that one either. And Wild Rock, which I think pretty much started me off in the old BL world. If you don't have a copy of Wild Rock, find it, get it, love it. He's just so beautiful. Love that manga so much. And Ali of First Love. I still don't know how to say that. It's an Ali. I think it's an Ali of First Love, and that's a Eli Mamahara title, which I love as well. I love that story. So yeah, that's my blue collection, my yen press collection, and what I've got of Boysenberry from drawer number 1. So that's it guys for drawer number 1 on my drawer series, behind closed drawers. What a bunch. Hope you enjoyed it. It's just a wee quick run through. I'm not going to go through like everything in huge detail. This video is probably going to be massively too long anyway, and this is only drawer 1, and I think I've got like 9 or 10 drawers, so yeah. Some are less packed than others. This is a fairly non-packed one, and a bit more disorganized as well. This one's a fairly organized one, so look forward to some more crazy drawers. So see you in the next video. Bye!